What's the difference between enjoying something and being addicted to it? We know people can be addicted to many things, from food to alcohol to drugs. Now add video games to the list. The World Health Organization has named gaming disorder as a mental health condition in its international classification of diseases. We take a look at gaming disorder, what it means to video gamers, and their brains. It looks like a Christmas morning race down the stairs, but instead of presents beneath a tree for the Watt brothers, there is this. That race is because whoever gets there first lays first.
It's sort of dystopian, like the Hunger Games, where it's a battle royale, and then it comes down to one person who wins.
Fortnite is a far cry from your father's video games.
I get irritated a lot.
You can't stop.
You can't pause the game.
I don't want to say it's addictive, but it is addictive.
I started to feel like it was unhealthy when they started playing so often that
He put a trap down.
when I called them, they got irritated.
Shoot the rocket, shoot the rocket.
When they couldn't pull away from it is when I started to realize it was unhealthy. Or when their response to me was disrespectful as a result of me pulling them away or interrupting.
It's a slickly produced, intense game of survival, and currently one of the most popular in the country.
They really got into
Dawn and Jawanza Watt do not allow their boys any technology during the school week, which can turn weekends into free-for-alls.
I think the amount of time that is consumed is unhealthy.
The World Health Organization's definition of gaming disorder includes behavior that lasts for 12 months, gaming taking precedence over other interests and daily activities, and playing the game despite negative consequences, whether it's trouble at work, school, or at home. What would your boys choose to do over video games?
Sports. Sports. Two of them for sure would much rather sports over video games.
Dawn, do you agree?
No.
Why do I keep on getting hit?
You're on your own, man.
This battle is playing out in homes across the country, a battle of balance, how to allow gaming without it becoming a problem.
It's important we recognize people are truly struggling with this.
Emory brain health psychiatrist Dr. Justine Welsh is an adolescent addiction expert.
We actually see a common thread between the release of the chemical dopamine, which is largely responsible for the sensation of pleasure and reward, in the same area of the brain, and to the same degree or magnitude that playing a game has for someone who may be addicted to it versus using alcohol and other drugs.
So gaming is as addictive as other addictions?
It can be.
As with other addictions, Dr. Welsh says gamers develop a tolerance, meaning they need to play longer to get the same dopamine reward.
And we also sometimes see a withdrawal syndrome where someone can become anxious or irritable when limits are set or the games are actually taken away. And some of those symptoms really closely mimic the symptoms that we see with substance use disorders.
Yeah. Oh shoot, no, people.
I felt in asking other parents to share their struggle that in this case, I should share mine, the one lurking in our basement.
Oh shoot.
My son Jude is 13. Very 13. We limit his playing time. Not a popular decision. You don't think that we should limit your video game playing time?
No. You should totally limit it because I agree that all boys would be on it for hours and hours. My Fortnite now. My friends, their parents don't even care. Like, one of my friends are on 6 hours a day.
I can't fact check that last statement, but I do think it's interesting when Jude explains how he feels after playing for a long time.
I get actually very bored and mad, and my head gets angry, and I get really frustrated.
Is his frustration because he's addicted or because he's a 13-year-old boy? The World Health Organization says the actual number of addicted gamers is still small and must be clinically diagnosed, but it's smart to pay attention.
What are the screen habits? How much time is the child or adolescent spending, and what are they playing? And what really happens when you set limits?
My son will argue our limits are killing his social life. He meets up with his friends online. So do the Watt brothers and millions of adolescent and adult gamers across the country who have virtual gaming friends. Girls now account for almost half of players.
It does create kind of the social environment for them. They connect with kids they probably wouldn't connect with at school, as an example. There's strategy around it. There's, critical thinking and things like that that I like about it.
It's a very new diagnosis. We still have a lot to learn about it.
More research is underway, and long-term impacts of too much gaming are not known. Treatment is cognitive behavioral therapy, a talk therapy that helps people adopt healthier behaviors and thoughts. The battle for balance will rage on in homes across America, with some parents still clinging to the hope that video games do not reign supreme.
I think you'll have, at least one of them will say that there's other things they prefer to do than video games.
And I would call that denial.
Some mental health experts say addiction to gaming can be a symptom of an underlying condition like depression or ADHD, and that just because a kid spends hours playing video games doesn't mean they're an addict. That's why gaming disorder can only be diagnosed by a mental health professional.